AI tools are not expensive. All right. So what is AI? That's the big $1 billion question. And a lot of people think it's just a robot, but the robot is basically a container. But the easiest way to explain is the computer inside the robot is the AI. So there are two different types of lead generation platforms. Short-term lead gen, which is your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Long-term lead gen is your podcast, YouTube, email list. So it's really, really time to adapt. Like I said, businesses that adapt not just survive, they thrive. The way you buy is the way you sell. Okay, people want to have latest technology. They use it, they don't use it, but they just want to have it. We looked at text using ChatGPT, image generation using DALL-E, video generation using Sora, repurposing, transcript, and podcast. And most of you have already mentioned to me that you don't like showing your face on camera, you're introverted. So this is your best bet. So Syllabi.io is mainly used for market research. For AI image generator, it's called Playground. And for kids, there's Crayon.ai. Opus Clip is a great tool. The prompt engineering is a new nuance that we have to learn to keep up with the technology. With AI, you can actually understand the patterns of your ideal clients or your own customer behavior.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pivot to Thrive podcast. This is your ultimate destination to elevate your mindset, marketing, and sales strategies for ultimate business growth. I'm your host, Dr. Priya, and I'm here to inspire and guide you on your journey to financial independence. My mission in life is very simple: to empower entrepreneurs like you with simple, actionable insights and easy to implement strategies that will transform your online business into a thriving success. Now, here's the deal. If your current strategy in life or business isn't working, don't quit. Just pivot. And it's important you understand that the goal for pivoting life and business isn't just to adapt and survive, but to truly thrive in growth, success, and abundance. So, in this podcast, we'll dive deep into the mindset shifts you need to break free from cultural barriers and embrace your true potential. We'll discuss cutting-edge marketing and sales techniques that you can apply to your business right away. Together, we'll create a powerful belief system that'll guide you towards the life you truly desire. So, grab a cup of coffee or even a fancy glass of wine, and let's start pivoting towards the success you've always dreamed of.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session about how to supercharge your marketing with AI. It's going to be a lot of information. This is one of my top performing workshops at Regional Business HQ. Usually I get like 30 to 50 registrations. This time I think we've got just 14, but it's good to have some intimate group with lots of interactions. So feel free to engage in the chat, ask questions, unmute yourself if you want to ask questions anytime, and you can make a lot of notes. All right, let's get started. So I believe I don't have any repeat attendees, which is very different because for the last 4 or 5 sessions, I've had the same people come back to me again and again and again. And I'm like, oh my God, they're hearing it from me for the 100th time. Okay. So if you're new to my world, my name is Dr. Priya Jaganathan. I always try to show off the 2-letter prefix because I spent 5 years of my prime time getting my PhD in bioinformatics, which is biotechnology done on computers. So I was always very nerdy, very, very passionate about computers, algorithms, databases, anything software, techie. I loved it. I used to be an academician, a university lecturer back in India, moved to Australia in 2016. And the reason I started my business in the first place was because of my aha moment that happened in Australia, because we have a dollar value for every hour of our time. Whereas in India, you get paid per month. There's a fixed salary. You work 16 hours, you work 6 hours a day, you get the same fixed salary. So there was no value for 1 hour of my time. So once I had a dollar value for every hour of my time, my only search was, how can I make more money? Because time is a very, very finite resource. How can I make money without trading time? That was the only thing. Because if I'm going to trade time for money, I'm going to work till I die. And I don't want to do it. Okay, I'm lazy. So how can I do it? And that's how I got introduced into the whole online business world. I started my life with ClickFunnels, which is a sales funnel building software. And, I wanted to be a funnel builder, but then later I understood I love the whole strategy of the sales funnel concept, but I didn't like enjoying like doing the nitty gritty aspects of designing the funnel and stuff. I don't like doing the task. So from very, very early on in my business, even when I wasn't making much money, I had teams to help me. I think that was one thing that actually fast tracked my success is I had a very, very good 6-figure paycheck. I invested in hiring freelancers and VAs early on in my business to help me. So I started with that. And then I went into the whole business mentoring, business coaching aspect of things. And what I found was there was so much advice in the market, but there was very little action. I'm sure all of you will agree with me. There's so much information overload today. We live in a digital information overload, but there's not much action. So all of you, even after this 2-hour session, if you don't actually go and implement, then there's no use, right? So I was big on implementation. So I only saw that gap and I started hiring women in India to become virtual assistants, and I paired them with my clients. So I got to do what I love, which is just doing the strategy aspect. My clients' time was invested better in doing things what they love, in growing the business. All the admin, repetitive, mundane tasks was taken care by my team. So it was a very, very powerful trifecta. It worked out to be really, really effective. My business really grew very quickly. That's my little team. I'm joining you from India today. I'm here for 2 months. I'm here for conference. I'm here for work. I'm going to meet my team in person next month. So it's very, very exciting. I'm here to set up a head office in my city so that I can just speak to the core team and the core team can actually support the remote team. So lots of good stuff happening. And so 3 keywords for my business is digital products, because without digital products, you cannot build a business without trading time. So I've got other workshops with Regional Business HQ on how to start a digital product business. And I also have another one, which is AI plus digital products. With AI, how can you create a digital product very quickly and run your business, all the jazz with that. So AI, I use a lot of AI tools in my everyday tasks. I'll show you a few of those that I use today, and also VA team. So these 3 are kind of my keywords, I must say. So a quick question to get started early in the morning for me. It's 5:30. So what's the most powerful 2-letter word in the world? Any guesses? Please type in the chat, please. What is the most powerful 2-letter word? Chat system on the website if possible. Sure, Ben, I'll let you know. I have not given the slides, Petra, but I usually send a recording and few other bonuses. But if you want the slide, I can send you the slide. Not a big deal. All right. Are people typing? 2-letter word most powerful. No responses. AI. I'm predicting AI will be very soon, but if and no are the 2 most powerful 2-letter words in the world. Yeah, you don't have to take notes, Petra. I'll give you a recording. All right. So if and no are the 2 most powerful letters in the world, according to the internet, but we very, very soon know that AI is going to take over that. Okay. So you've got 4 options, right? You can be one of these. So I'm sure you're not this person who wants to bury their head in the sand and not know what's happening, because you're here. You want to know. Some of you have used AI. Some of you have never used it. So there are a lot of people who get scared about AI. They don't want to take any action. They just want to bury their head in the sand. And I just want to warn them, you like it, you don't like it, it's here to stay. You might as well be informed, educated, and just pick and choose what you like and implement it in your business, because there'll be only 2 types of businesses in the very near future. I'm not even going to say future, because the time start changing really, really quick. There'll be businesses that adapt AI and run faster, and there'll be businesses that don't exist because they have not adapted to change. All right. And there could be one person or a few of you who are extremely confused with lots of information, conflicting information, or just with information overload. Or sometimes it's scary. I mean, most times it is scary with all the deep fake technology that's coming out. I mean, yesterday another actress was deep faked with some images. So it is scary in terms of deepfake voices that you can generate, your own custom avatars you can generate. It is scary. I'm not going to lie to you. It is scary, but it is part of every technology. When internet came along, we were scared about so many things, and privacy is not even a thing. I don't know why we bullshit about privacy policies and confidentiality. It's no more a thing. Once it's on the internet, it's just my personal opinion that there's nothing called privacy or confidentiality. I just don't trust the systems. Okay, so this is a fun slide that I like. Like when people say they're afraid of AI, they sit and they talk about it, but then they've got their robo vacuuming the floor. So It's just taken a different shape because of ChatGPT. It's known to every human on planet Earth because of ChatGPT. It blew up, but it's not a new technology. Artificial intelligence has been there in existence since the 1950s, but it was just not called ChatGPT, not available for general public for their personal use, even for drafting an email. So it's become an essential commodity today. But the technology itself is not very new. It's been there for a very, very long time. Or you can be someone like me, super excited when technology changes, when technology is there to help you grow your business, save you time. Time is the only thing. If you listen to any of my content, I'm big on time, because even the richest billionaire in the world, the only thing he cannot buy is time. So I really, really value time. So anything that saves me time, I'm like, sign me up. Okay. Quick response is okay. So I'm sure some of you will be blown off with all the information you hear today. And a lot of people get scared that AI will take my job. So I disagree with them. And this is what happened when Canva came into existence. All the graphic designers started freaking out that their jobs will be taken. But we know after all these years, Canva has not replaced a graphic designer. It has only replaced people who want something done very quickly, instantly, and it has not actually taken jobs from graphic designer. It's going to be the same with ChatGPT or any AI tools. The prompt engineering is a new nuance that we have to learn to keep up with the technology, but it's definitely not going to take your jobs. It just makes you more efficient. That's just my personal thoughts. So quickly in the chat, I want you to say where you are today. 1, 2, 3, 4. At the end of the session, we can revisit and check what is our thoughts right now. I like to know my audience, whether it's going to be a hard sell or an easy sell. Okay, Ben is an easy sell because he's already used it. Okay, Liz as well. Petra is petrified. Okay. All right. So any other responses? 1, 2, 3, 4 before we move on. We've got a very quiet audience today. Usually I have a very, very highly engaged audience. All right. So we've got mixed responses, 4 and 2. That's fine. All right. So we realize it or not, AI is already a very, very integral part of our life. Your Spotify recommendations, I love the end of the year, they send you recommendation. What's your top played songs? What is your favorite playlist and everything? And Spotify actually made so much revenue just because of that social share element that they created, and everyone started following that. So one thing to think about today is, with AI, you can actually understand the patterns of your ideal clients or your own customer behavior with different patterns using different algorithms. And it's really, really simple. You can do it with very, very simple, affordable tools today. It's no more like the most expensive, fancy stuff. If people are going to scam you, please be aware AI tools are not expensive. Like AI is integrated in every aspect of your day-to-day apps. Your Commonwealth Bank or NetBank, any net banking app, for example, has AI integrated that'll tell you the pie chart on your spending. You spend so much on groceries, you spend so much on shopping, travel. So all that is because of AI. It's able to recognize the patterns, it's recognize the spending and calculates everything. Netflix made heaps of money, billions of dollars, just because of the recommendations. Because you watch this movie, it's going to recommend. Your Fitbit, your Google Maps, with very, very accurate estimated time of arrival. Everything is because of AI. Amazon recommendations, because you bought this. People usually buy these things together. So Amazon made a lot of money with that particular recommendation. So these are very, very few examples of AI that we use every day. We don't call it AI, but every algorithm is built on AI. That's what I want to reiterate. Okay. So this is a very, very quick video that I want to show. Where Bill Gates was trying to explain the internet technology to the world. I think I'll have to disconnect my headset, only then you'll be able to hear the audio. This will be super relevant for today when we discuss about AI.
But I think about this, and what about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there. The latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
Yeah, but it's easy to criticize something you don't fully understand, which is my position here.
Go ahead.
But I can remember A couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell? You know what I mean?
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
It's not a huge difference.
What is the difference?
You can listen to the baseball game whenever you want.
All right.
Too.
Oh, I see. So it's stored in one of your memory deals.
Exactly.
And then you can
That's
come
the
back a
RAM
year
thing
later.
you talked about earlier.
Yeah. Do tape recorders ring a bell? Yeah.
Okay. You get the lots of pushbacks, criticisms when people started talking about new technology, which is happening with AI today. We've got so much conflicting information. People are laughing about it. People are making jokes about it. But like internet today, we can't do anything without the internet. Okay. So it's the same. That's how it's going to be with AI as well. So this is a little thing to say about how fast things are changing. So with time, the progress or changes has been very slow and steady, but right now we are right here. Okay, so literally it took 100,000 years in the hunter-gatherer times, but now it is very, very quick. I've been using the paid version of ChatGPT for the past 10 months, I would say, and the amount of iterations it has taken, the amount of change that has happened in the last 6 months is just amazing. Like, I'm going to show you some examples how things have changed. And literally, I love this quote, which says, "We are on the edge of change comparable to the rise of human life on Earth." It's really, really exciting. This is the most exciting time to be alive, especially as business owners. The only thing we don't have is time. And all these tools that I'm going to teach you today to help with your marketing is going to be super beneficial. And I'll give you some options on other tools that you can use to replace it. It's just so exciting. Like, I sign up at least minimum 2 tools. I'm in the extreme end of it because it'll help my team to do it. English is not their first language. So the more tools that I give them access to, the more tools that I train them on, it just makes their life easier and I get better quality output for myself and my clients. So that's the whole agenda. I try various tools to test, and the ones that I'm going to show you today are the ones I actually use. Okay, so some little bit of statistics before I go on to the actual stuff is global AI market is valued at 196 billion. By 2025, 97 million people will be working in the AI space. Even now, you can see a lot of high-paying jobs are in the machine learning, AI, and prompt engineering space. Okay, as I said earlier, Netflix has made 1 billion annually just by personalized recommendations. And every company that you are using today, like your Microsoft Suite, your Adobe, your Canva, every tool that you can think of has some AI integration to it. Otherwise, people are going to leave the platform. Okay, people want to have latest technology. They use it, they don't use it, but they just want to have it. So companies have picked it up and they've made it their top priority. All right, so what is AI? Okay, so that's the big billion-dollar question. So most of the times we associate it with the fictional characters or the Super Mario characters, and it's a very, very broad topic. It could be confusing, and a lot of people think it's just a robot, but the robot is basically a container. But the easiest way to explain is the computer inside the robot is the AI. Okay, AI is the brain and the robot is just the body. So there are 3 different types of AI itself. So you've got narrow intelligence, which is lower than human intelligence, and artificial general intelligence is on par with human intelligence, and super intelligence is when AI takes over the world, like Hollywood movies. We're still scraping ANI at the moment. It's very hard to believe, but we're still in the ANI stage, and I don't know how AGI will look like, because most of the things even now I believe are more computer controlled. Like, if you're searching for something, you just pick up your phone and you start talking to your phone about what. Because I'm in India, I don't know a lot of things now. It's changed a lot. I just speak into my phone that I'm looking for ethnic wear in Chennai. I'm looking for this, and then I get targeted ads. It's that simple. If you want targeted ads to be on your face every day, because they're constantly listening. Google is constantly listening. Facebook is constantly listening. So you just have to make it work to your advantage. I don't get scared because it is what it is. You can't change it. You can't control it. So you just try and use it to your advantage. Okay. So it's really, really time to adapt. Like I said, businesses that adapt not just survive, they thrive. I truly, truly believe in that. And businesses that fail to adapt don't even survive. So you can be in any of these categories. You can be enthusiast like me. You can be skeptical, but somewhere I want you to be in the middle in today's session and be open to learning. So in terms of building your brand, because there are two different types of brands in the audience today. You could be a personal brand where your entire business is just you're the face of the business, or you could be building a business brand where it doesn't matter your face, but you're actually building a brand to sell. So whatever type you are, user generated content is kind of picking up now. It used to be a thing and then it became more generic content, but now user generated content is being pushed. So Instagram made an update, I think early last month, and it's pushing more user generated content now, meaning you don't have to add trending audios, you don't have to add hashtags to actually get more visibility for your content. Anything that is real, anything that is user generated is getting much more traction. So it's just a side note for you to note. Okay, so this is about brand strategy. I love to do this exercise before I start because there's no point in just me talking. I want you to take away something when you finish this particular session. So in terms of brand strategy, I want you to figure out who are you targeting, what platform you want to target, what type of content you love to create. So I'll just pop it in the chat. Okay. Yes. Absolutely, Ben. They deny all the time, but they're constantly listening. All right. So who is your ideal client? I know this is a very, very cliche topic, but I want you to write both the demographic and psychographic. Okay. So demographic is just men, women, age, country, general information. Psychographic is you actually go in and drill deep to understand what problem do they have and what kind of resources do they go to when they have a problem. So write down who is your ideal client. Okay. And then I want you to find out what is your primary platform of choice. So there are two different types of lead generation platforms. Short-term lead gen, which is your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Long-term lead gen is your podcast, YouTube, email list. So I want you to pick one from short-term, one from long-term. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So what is your primary platform of choice and what type of content you like to create? Okay. Because I don't like writing long blog posts. That's not me. I just don't enjoy it. So I don't do it. So what type of content you like to create? Because if you create content that style that you don't like, it'll show in that energy. So I want you to feel aligned with the type of content you create. So what type of content you like to create and how many times you want to post? What's your posting schedule like? All right, let's take a couple of minutes to complete this. So we've got clarity on what we're doing. It's just for you, but if you want to share it to the group, you can feel free to share, but it's more for you to take action. I've been a bookkeeper for over 12 years looking at other avenues of income. I've been literally torturing my bookkeeper to start DIY course on bookkeeping because there are audiences who don't want to pay a bookkeeper to file BAS, who don't want to pay a bookkeeper to just manage their books. They might be too small. They don't want to hire a bookkeeper. So if there's a course in the market, I don't know if there are things available, but that is something that will benefit a lot of Australian businesses. I know it firsthand because I get lots of questions on different Facebook groups that ask for information about this. So if you're looking at it, Sharon, I would highly recommend creating a simple course that would help business owners to DIY their BAS. The first objection that I got from my bookkeeper is, hey, if I'm going to sell a course, then no one will come to me. So my response to her was, they're not your ideal clients anyways, right? So those are people who cannot afford to work with a bookkeeper. So that's a different demographic. That's a different psychographic. So why are you leaving that money on the table when you can actually tap into that market, right? So I definitely feel there's a huge market if you're looking at creating a DIY course or a monthly membership as low as, say, $47 a month, and they get access to you once every month. They can ask questions and do it. So when you have multiple touch points, it's much easier. So this is the other workshop that I do about digital products, and I think we discussed about this earlier on. But yeah, don't really hesitate. And also in terms of digital product, I want to say this quickly because I'm advising you to start a course. Do not hit record before someone pays you. That's how I work. I pre-sell courses. I pre-sell my offer. That's called market validation. Okay. So market research is when you've asked this question. I told you, hey, there's a demand. I've even told my bookkeeper to do it. So that's kind of market research. Okay. There's demand in the market. There is a need. But market validation is when you actually throw that offer out to your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, email list. And when you have people asking for more information, like I'm planning for a retreat in Bali next year, March 18 to 23rd. And even before my team started working on a sales page, I just put a story on Instagram saying, hey, it's official. I'm doing my first ever Bali business retreat. Date is 18 to 23. Are you coming or would you like more information? Just a sticker like with the poll on it. And I had 3 yeses and I had 2 requesting more information. So I know like I just need 3 people. Like we have 3 facilitators who are going to do it together. Each of us want to bring 3 people. That's it. So I've already got my 3 yeses. Okay. So it's a validation that I've got people in my audience who can say yes to my offer. And then probably I'll take an advance and book them. So this is how I want you to work. Before you launch a course, throw it out to your particular social media following. Even if you have 100, this is the first objection I get. Hey, I only have 100 followers. You just need one person to tell you yes and to actually make your brain believe that this is working. So I would not underestimate if I have 100 followers or 50 followers, because I work with the mindset, I just need one person to actually make things work and make me believe that this is an offer that people want. So don't get carried away with the vanity metrics. Just focus on the strategy and the outcome. So yeah, that's how you validate, Sharon. So before you hit record, spend your time creating your course. I would go out and ask your networking with BNI, BX, Chamber of Commerce, go around and say, I'm planning to launch a course and I'm going to launch it at a specific launch price for a beta program. You can sign up and just take in advance. And then once you have the money in your wallet, you can be like, now it's worth my time. And that's how I do it. I do not recommend spending heaps of time creating the product and then opening the doors only to be frustrated that nobody wants it. I don't want you to be in that state. Okay, cool. What have we got? Gympie residents who want to plant native plants in their gardens, properties via newsletter and Facebook. Okay. Catchy and environment focused, feel good to help the environment. Yes, especially if you're going very, very local, like community, it's very easy to target rather than going national, international, global. And always Australia, I feel they were very community oriented. So it really, really helps. And, native plants, it's a beautiful way to be in touch with newsletters and Facebook. Okay, good. That's me. My biggest serious struggle is bookkeeping. Yeah, see, I know. QuickBooks is something I struggle to understand. I cannot find easy to follow. I don't know, Ben. I have no idea. I don't want to learn. Numbers is not my strong forte. So that's why I work with a bookkeeper. I use Xero. They bloody hike their prices all the time. But I'm like, my bookkeeper wants to work only with that. So I'm like, I'm happy. I don't want to change. One-on-one training. QuickBooks is my preference. Words, thank you. Need help to put it together. Yep, sure. I'm happy to help anytime. Okay, so I guess that gave you all time, or was I yapping the whole time and didn't let you all do the work? I'll give you a minute to complete, or if you've done, just type done in the chat so we can move on. Business owners with any number of staff. Okay, that is pretty, it's very generic list, I would say, because the challenges and the budget and the openness to invest is very different when they have 1 to 3 staff, 3 to 5 staffs, more than 10 staff, more than 20 staff. So it'll be easier if you could narrow down and say business owners with 10 plus staff. Okay, they're going to be more open in investing in things that they're not going to be counting pennies. But I see when businesses, solopreneurs, very, very hard sell. And then, 1 to 3, they're very counting every penny. So it really depends on your offer and what you do and how you want to sell it. So my recommendation would be to really niche down with the number of staff. That'll help you speak to the exact business owner. So otherwise it'll be like, hey, are you a business owner with staff? Which means 1 staff or 100 staffs. So your marketing message will be very clear if you narrow it down. Okay. All right, team, let's move on. Like I mentioned earlier, in terms of content generation platform, long-term lead generator is really, really good. Think in terms of evergreen content, right? So if you go onto a Facebook business page and You see, the last post was in 2021. What do you think? They're not in business anymore, right? So that's the psychology of short-term lead generation platforms. If you're not active, if you're not posting, then you assume they're not in business anymore, or they've quit, they've shut. So people tend to kind of judge. We live in a very judgy world, unfortunately, that they're not in business anymore. But in terms of YouTube, in terms of podcast, you don't really see when that video was posted. It might be 8 years ago. As long as it can solve your problem, as long as it's relevant to what you're asking for, you don't judge that content based on the age or the date that it was posted. So similarly, email list is a very, very powerful one. So I've been proudly disciplined for the past, I would say, 10 to 12 weeks. Now, every Monday morning, 9 a.m. Brisbane time, my email newsletter hits my list. And so it's a very nurturing email. I'll add you to the list. Feel free to unsubscribe if you're feeling it bored or if it doesn't add value to your life. So usually I add contents like the updates that happens in my life and business. And there's a segment called Priya's Practical Pointers. Every week I focus on one thing that people can actually implement straight away. And then there's also events. And during one of these workshops, someone gave me a feedback. They would love to have information about awards and grants, the government grants that are available. So I included a section for grants and awards and also a podcast episode. So it's a very structured email that goes out, and it's really, really helped me to nurture, and people are warming up now. So it's very good to have a warm email list. So when you have an offer, so I am planning to launch a course just on AI, okay, how to use AI, a specific course. When I'm launching, the first list that I'll be selling, pre-selling, will be to my email list. I'll be like, hey, I'm launching this course. You can avail this for the next 24 hours for $197 instead of the normal $497 or $997, whatever it's going to be. And I'm sure I'll get at least 20 yeses. That's kind of my guess based on the audience right now. It could be 200, it could be whatever, but 20 is the minimum that I hope to sign up for just from my email list. So it's good to have those long-term lead gen platforms. But if you're like me, who loves quick wins, I'm very impatient, then focus on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. So Instagram is my primary source of lead gen. I get all my leads, most of my leads from Instagram. Whereas Facebook, I've got like 6,000, 7,000 followers. I hardly get any business out of it. They're just not my ideal clients, I guess. Okay, so when it comes to marketing itself, what type of content do you create? So this is where people get stuck, right? So what to post every time when people say social media doesn't work for me, I post every day, I don't get anything out of it. I want you to go and do a self audit of your content. Okay, so most of the times businesses do not give a clear call to action. You just post about something, but you don't tell them what to do. So there's no strategy behind every post. Every post before you post, you have the outcome in mind. And that's how you kind of reverse engineer. What do I want to do with this post? I want people to sign up for my newsletter. That's it. That's the only outcome I want. So with that outcome in mind, I'll structure my post in such a way that the call to action would be sign up for my weekly newsletter and be informed. So for people to give you something, you always have to think what is in it for them. It's not about you. It's not about me getting your email address. It's about me providing value and making it worthwhile for you to transact your email. It's a very, very transactional relationship in the online world, or even in real life with family, I would say. But for that transaction, how do you make it worthwhile? That's all you have to think about. Okay. So I want you to think and write your 3 brand pillars. So brand pillars are something that is your core value. That is something that you stand for. Okay, so for me, my brand pillars is financial independence for women in particular, because I come from a South Indian origin where women sacrifice their life and career after marriage and kids, and then they lose their identity and all the good stuff. So financial independence for women is my first core value. The second one is identity crisis. As a migrant, it's very hard where to draw the line, how much Australian I should be, how much Indian I should be. And even in business, you go through identity crisis all the time. So I teach people identity integration. So that's another core value, and multiple streams of income. These are my 3 brand values. Every post that I talk about will touch upon one or more of these. Once you have your brand pillars ready, it'll be easy for you to generate content. So let's take a minute or two to write down brand pillars or core values of your business. 3 is a sweet spot. You can write or brainstorm more. It depends what you want to achieve, Ben. Russell Brunson, the founder of ClickFunnels, says every email in your list is worth $1. So if you want to build $1 million business, you have to have million emails. That's a whole concept. But I would ask you, if you have bought anything from emails, do you read emails? Because the way you buy is the way you sell. So if you are not somebody who buys something from your email subscriptions, then there's a lot of chance that you're not going to believe it. Okay. So yeah. So if you're like that, you're just going to think people don't have the time, people don't read emails. So I maintain my subscriptions very, very carefully. I don't subscribe to a lot of stuff, but I do subscribe to a few people that I want to be sold. Okay. So when they have an offer, I take up on that offer. Lot of e-commerce ones that comes up randomly on sale, I do buy a lot. So that's why I believe in it. So if you don't believe in it, it's hard to put in your time and effort into it. So always, any platform, this is another reminder, team. If you are not the consumer, it's hard for you to believe that buyers will be the same. But I want you to have an open mind that you are just one type of buyer. There could be other types of buyers. Just because you don't buy off TikTok, it doesn't mean all the people who are making millions of TikTok is not working, right? It's just that it doesn't work for you. So I want you to have an open mind as a business owner. As a consumer, you have your preferences, but I don't want you to have that impact on the business. Okay. Education, entertain, brand, about us. Okay. Behind the scenes, customer testimonials. Okay. Yeah, there could be a lot of reasons why the sales are low. If the open rate is high, I would just continue nurturing. So I would just use them for more nurturing than just selling. I used to just sell when I have a launch. I used to use my email list just for sales, and I had a very, very bad blooper launch, I must say. So that's why I stopped it. And I'm nurturing, and there is a difference in that. Okay, Australian made, value for money, functional, provides a solution. Okay, good work, team. All right. So now that you've got your brand pillars ready, there are different types of contents you can post: educational, personal, motivational, life updates, and behind the scenes. So educational is when you actually create something that'll help your clients to educate them about your offer services. For example, how to solve a problem in a specific niche. For example, somebody is from the luxury accommodation. So how to book luxury accommodation at affordable prices or affordable packages, or when is the right time to book 5-star villa in Bali or whatever. So something like this, which is educational, which will give specific value, which is still ties to your offer, service, or product. So that's kind of an educational post. So in the Instagram world, people do this in stories. They call it mini trainings. They call it tutorials and how-tos. Make it very, very simple, digestible, bite-sized. Don't use a lot of technical jargons, and just provide massive value. So one thing that I get from people is, if I give out all these information, then people will not come to me. Trust me, the more you give, the more chances you have in them coming back to you. Okay. So I would highly recommend in being generous with your particular information. So don't hold back thinking that they're not going to come to you. Okay. So that's educational. Next is personal. So personal is good if you want to be the face of the business, or if you want to have some kind of a touch and say that this is the individual behind the brand. This is the core value that I stand for. So though I'm building a business to sell, most of the people want to do business because they know Priya, they know who I am, they know what I do, they want to do business with me. So that personal connection always makes it an easy sell rather than a hard sell. If Pivot to Thrive was just Pivot to Thrive, nobody would know, who owns the brand, who they are, what's the personality, what's the person behind the brand. So it always helps to understand who is the person behind the brand and what do they stand for. And this is very important when you're actually launching. For example, Sharon, before you launch the course, I would just tease my offer. I would just throw the offer saying, hey, I'm working on something exciting. Like, actually, no one cares, right? You create that excitement and hype, but there will be actually somebody who cares. Like, I just think, oh, who cares? But no, people actually do this. So it's my second week in India, and I had jet lag and all the sleep pattern issues. So I used to wake up at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. and I just started posting hashtag 3 a.m. thoughts, hashtag 4 a.m. thoughts, and whatever I think about on that day. And for the past 2 days, I did not post and I started getting DMs. I miss your 4am thoughts. What is your 4am thoughts today? Didn't you think? Did you sleep? So people actually watch. Like you won't believe the number of times I've been questioned, hey, you said you were going to do this. So if I want to keep myself accountable, like if I want to hit the gym 5 days a week, I just put it on Instagram. I'm like, I'm going to hit the gym 5 days a week. Keep me accountable. You're my accountability buddy. And you won't believe the invisible bond that people form with you. It's really, really beautiful. And people warm up to you. I didn't even know there were two sisters who had a clothing brand who have been watching my stories for the past 1 year or more. And they just booked a call randomly. I was like, who's this person? And then they came to my office, had a chat, and I didn't know they had watched everything that I did, everything that I said. They warmed themselves up and they came to me and they signed up as a client. So you never know who's watching. You never know what kind of impact you create. But this is how I work. I strongly believe I wake up every day with this thought, someone somewhere in the world has answers to their questions through me. Okay, that's just what I believe in. That's what helps me wake up from my bed every morning and do what I do. I love what I do. I wouldn't do anything else. So the behind the scenes updates is literally to keep your lead basically know what you're doing, very specific to your business, to your life, and your core values. Like I'm a mom, so I discuss a lot about parenting and how to run a business with your child, because a lot of people have this excuse, right? Oh, I've got a 3-year-old, I've got a 2-year-old, but you actually build a business with your child, for the child. So such content really, really anchors your positioning as a leader, thought leader in your niche. So I love providing behind the scenes life updates. This is what has helped me the most. I don't sell on people's face, though I can actually sell really well on people's face. I don't do that a lot, but this behind the scenes and life updates really, really helps me to get more clients. And this is something what a lot of people tend to make mistakes. They post motivational quotes from someone else and it's just a share, right? So always add your 2 cents to it. So always share why you found that particular quote relatable to you. So add that. And I'll be like, someone needs to hear this today because this is what helped me, whatever. So add your personal touch to it. Then it becomes really, really motivational and it adds value for you as a thought leader. And the other thing is actually, for me, the motivational content is when you can actually inspire your clients to dream big. Okay. So for example, I never thought in my wildest dreams I would be holidaying in India for 2 months and still have a business, still be able to run things because I've set up systems in place. I've set up teams in place, right? This is a dream come true. So social media works in a funny way. When you post something like this, 2 things happen. One, your ideal client will believe if she can do it, I can do it too. That's kind of where you make them feel relatable. Okay. So if she can do it, I can do it too. That's the kind of inspiring things what I want to do. And the other way how social media works is if she can do it, she can help me do it. Now, a lot of people go to my website, they look at my CRM, they look at my backend, they look at the things, and we did a session on business automation. And I had a lot of bookings right after that session for people to help me set up with their CRM. Right. So because they know they followed my journey and they're like, now she's doing it with the help of the CRM, with the help of softwares and teams. Now I want to get to that stage. I want to travel. Trust me, I'm not a traveler. And the more I say I'm not a traveler, I tend to travel more. Okay. So yeah, motivational content is always to show your clients the possibility of dreaming big and achieving big and making them feel that it is possible for them to do. That's all we need. As business owners, it's very, very lonely. It's a hard journey. And we are the weirdos who chose the hard life than the easy life. So it's always good to show them that, hey, I've got your back, or you're not alone, things like that. That's my style of motivational content.
Hey listeners, before we jump back into today's episode, I want to tell you about an incredible opportunity that's perfect for those of you who are always asking these questions yourself. How can I earn more money? How do I get more customers without spending on ads and fancy funnels? How can I generate recurring income without selling all the time? How do I create wealth without trading time for money? How can I transition from being a one-person show to mastering delegation? If this sounds like you, then you're going to love our sponsors for this episode, the Pivot Mastermind, a life-changing 6-month intensive experience designed to help you launch and scale your digital empire. But that's not all. One of the standout features of this mastermind is that each attendee gets a dedicated virtual assistant to handle the admin and social media marketing tasks. That means you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business and enjoying the freedom that comes with it. Don't wait any longer. Click on the link in the show notes to apply today and take the first step towards transforming your business and your life with the Pivot Mastermind. Now let's get back to today's episode.
All right. With that little introduction, because without that introduction, if I'm going to throw ChatGPT on your face, it's going to make absolutely no sense. So I want you to understand that when you talk about your brand, there are two different types of brand: personal branding and business brand. Both of these brands, you need to understand who is your ideal clients, what kind of problem you're solving, what's your lead generation platforms in terms of long-term lead gen, short-term lead gen, and how many times you want to post, what type of content you want to create. So understanding this will help you to actually use AI tools better. Without that understanding, without the introduction, I feel it'll be very, very waste of your time to do this, because ChatGPT is more like a catalyst. Okay. A catalyst can speed up the whole process. So your business foundation, if it's right, then ChatGPT can fast track your success. But if you don't have the basic foundations right, it can literally spiral you down to failure very, very quickly. So be careful with that. I don't want to scare you, but that's the reality. So the foundations and basics is always the key. ChatGPT is more like an add-on. Okay. So that's how I want you to think about it. Just because you get a paid ChatGPT subscription, it doesn't mean you're going to get 100 clients every day. No. So you have to know exactly what you want out of it. And we'll look at a few examples. Okay. I'm just going to quickly look at the chat here. I have it providing behind the scenes is producing video content. My partner and I completely introverts and struggle. Oh, you just go to Instagram and type faceless reels, faceless content. That's the big one now. You don't have to show your face. It can just be a small moving image on a loop. Like when I go for walks near the Brisbane River, I'll just record myself near record the path on a story bridge, and I'll post some content on it. I'm not a big fan of showing my face, but you can do a lot of stuff. Just packing, unpacking videos, just unboxing videos, a lot of stuff you can do without showing your face. Small business clients, how to do basic bookkeeping, shot from behind, shoot images, do voiceover. Yeah. Okay. Our teeth can appear weird on camera. Okay. All my courses and presentations seem to be fine clients. There seem to be limited content about, is it moving products, Ben? Sorry, I didn't understand the last bit. Moving, selling product.
Yeah, sorry. A lot of like these sort of things and different courses and stuff, there's a real trend at the moment about lead generation for clients and marketing agencies, and it just seems to be all I'm attracted to. But there seems to be limited content about moving products other than paying for advertising.
What do you mean moving products?
Selling product, like physical product rather than finding clients.
Okay, so e-commerce, very particular e-commerce?
Yes, yeah, e-commerce.
Okay, so there are quite a few, I would say, but I think lead generation and sales, it's general. They focus both on service-based and product-based, but I do agree service-based is always much more noisier than the product-based business, for simple reason, Ben. With the shipping fees and things, I had to shut down one of my business that I started, I think, in 2022, because I was not making money with all the shipping charges, handling fees, and everything in between. I just had to shut it. Yeah, it is very hard. And I have so much respect for people who are doing e-commerce, but probably that's why, because more people are inclined towards service-based, there's much more traffic towards that particular aspect. But lead generation should be the same concept for product, and the psychology is the same. So yeah. Okay, but I hear you. The pain is real. All right. So coming to ChatGPT, the fancy aspect is just a little slide to tell you all how fast the growth is. So it took Netflix 3.5 years to reach 1 million, and it took ChatGPT just 5 days. So you can see how fast things have moved in the ChatGPT world. So every other platform has taken considerable amount of time. So it is moving really, really quick. Now, when I started ChatGPT paid version, it did not have this update for multimodal inputs, meaning I can type a text, I can upload an image, I can upload an audio file, I can upload videos, anything, and I can get output in any of these forms as well. Previously, it was just text to text. If I wanted image, then I had to use DALL-E to use it, but now it's just become integrated into the more multimodal approach. So this is a great game changer. So my nighttime intentional routine is take my phone. I've got my ChatGPT logged in on my phone and I speak into the app. I've got my laptop here because I don't like looking at small screen, but lazy, I don't want to type. So I speak into my phone, and then once it's done typing, I refresh my tab on my laptop and I get the output, and I'm like, hey, no, that's not what I want. So it's very conversational and it makes me feel less lonely. And people say I need a life. I don't know about that, but this is my kind of everyday routine on things that I want to do. It makes it so much easy because you can speak into your phone and get the output. If you want it as a table, as an image, it can generate PDFs. Like I can say, I want this simple ebook in the form of a PDF format, and it'll give it to you in PDF format. So there's so many good stuff that you can do. How many of you have never used ChatGPT? Can you please type in the chat so I can show you a demo if you want? But if you've already played with it, then I'm not going to waste your time in doing that. Can you please type in the chat?
I haven't been able to get it to work with the audio input, like you can actually talk to it and it talks back. How did you do that?
Let me show you. Okay, so you can't do it from your laptop version. Let me see. How do I share I can't share my phone, right? So do you have your app installed on your phone, Ben?
I have an app called ChatGPT, which
Yeah.
I believe is a genuine app, but there's so many different versions of it.
Really? The similar logo, it should have this logo there.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever looked in the App Store, but there's like 20 different apps that all use that same logo. So
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, the black and white. Because I mean, I installed it a long time ago, so maybe at that time it wasn't that scammy. So the actual app should look very similar to your desktop feed. You should have your same kind of the GPTs that you have used in the past. It should have all your specific feed. So that's why it syncs to your phone. So it's easier. So on your app, you should be able to go click on the new one, and there's this microphone icon. You just tap on to that. So I can show you an example. I'm going to do it now. Hey, ChatGPT, good morning. I'm just doing a workshop to train people on how to use AI for social media marketing. Can you give me step-by-step roadmap on how to use ChatGPT to do social media marketing, specifically targeting e-commerce businesses? So I want you to prepare prompts, case studies, and examples for e-commerce business specific for four-wheeler drive products. Show me what you got.
And does it talk back to you, or does it just generate text?
No, it can talk back to me. I'll show you. So, and then once I type, it transcribes it to a text, and then I press enter. Then it goes, because I wished good morning, it's going to say good morning. So I'm going to show you how it works. It's typing. I'll show it to you on this tab in a minute. Still typing, almost done. Okay. Now I go here, I refresh, because when you do it in the middle of it, there'll be an error. So I always wait. Okay, see here. So this became yesterday and today. So AI, social media marketing. So you can see the voice that I typed, and then it gives me step one, understanding the target audience, the prompt, example response, and stuff. If I go here, I have to disconnect my headset.
Good morning. Let's dive into a step-by-step roadmap for using ChatGPT to enhance social media marketing for e-commerce businesses, specifically focusing on.
So you can change the voice. So you can change the voice to male, female. Apparently there's a male voice called Juno or some other name, and women are going crazy with that voice. So, it's a crazy world we live in. So you can go and change whatever you want. You can regenerate, you can change your model, you can do anything that you want. So even people on free account, you get limited access to ChatGPT 4.0, which is the most advanced model today. So that's a very good upgrade they've done recently. So you don't need a paid account unless you're using it for a lot of things. And it's just $20, 20 US a month. So it's a no-brainer investing that if you're going to use it every day for different things. So
can
yeah.
you have a conversation backwards and forwards without having to stop? Like, can you actually just have a conversation, or is it not that advanced yet?
What do you mean? So it's given me this response. Now, if I'm going to go, hey, sorry, I'm not really liking this version. Can you please act as a marketing strategist based out of Queensland who understands Queensland market in the four-wheeler drive space and create a very specific examples, case studies, and prompt for Queensland-based product-based business dealing with four-wheeler drive parts? Thanks.
Yeah, so in the iPhone app, will that then talk back to you, or does it like do the ChatGPT thing where it creates all this text and then you got to push a button for it to read back?
I'm pretty sure there is an option to play back on the phone as well. Let me check that. Sorry.
That's all right. We're digressing. I can play with that later. I don't want to hold up the presentation.
No. It's good to ask questions because I'm sure it'll help others as well. I've done this version on the laptop. I haven't checked it on my phone. Let me check. So you can see this one was very generic.
Yeah.
Okay. So no, here it doesn't copy text, select text. Okay. So when you long press on that text on the phone, there is an option called read aloud.
Tailor this roadmap specifically for a Queensland-based business dealing with four-wheeler drive parts.
Yeah. So you can do that on the phone as well.
Yeah. Are you going crazy for Juno? Is that Juno?
No. No. Okay. So you can see the difference now. Sure. Let's tailor this roadmap specifically for Queensland-based business dealing with four-wheeler drive parts. Provide insights into the Queensland market, focusing on demographics, interest, and local trends. Example response, demographics, interest, local trends, content creation, generate 5 engaging social media posts for promoting four-wheeler parts, customer spotlight, local terrain tips, before and after, event promotion, product tutorial. Like, this is a good start, right? For people who are thinking, what do I post or how do I post? So this is good enough. This is a very generic, basic prompt, but even that basic prompt has given you some insights on what you have to post. Okay. And then catchy caption for an Instagram post featuring a new suspension kit perfect for Queensland rugged terrain. And then you get a post, you get hashtags, you get stuff. Audience engagement, 3 interactive questions to engage a Queensland audience about off-roading experience. So these are the questions you can actually ask in your Instagram stories or Facebook stories or just on LinkedIn, wherever you want to do it. Okay. So somebody has gone on a road trip to Daintree Rainforest and you want a very good response to it. If you don't have the headspace to think and write something creative, you can ask ChatGPT to do that comment for you. Wow, that sounds like an epic adventure. Personalize it with a username. The Daintree is truly one of a kind. How did your four-wheeler handle the terrain? Any particular parts you found indispensable? So you still bring it to your business, but you post it customized for that particular client. And case studies, how do you create case studies? How do you analyze the performance, optimization, and iteration? So you can see it's catered it very, very specific for Queensland and four-wheeler drive. So it can only give you specific output depending on how specific you are with your inputs and prompts. Cool. Alrighty. Okay. Hope this demo was helpful, Debbie. Okay, let's move on. So this is my 6-step prompt formula. Okay, so like I said, these are the basic prompts that I gave, didn't follow any structure, but we still got a very decent output. So if you really want a good output, it only depends on the prompt. This is the question I get asked, right? If all of us, we're like 7 members in the room, and if all of us want to create an ebook about bookkeeping, okay, we're all going to compete with Sharon today, and we're all going to launch a course, okay? So ChatGPT is not going to give the same response or output for all of us. So Ben might give a perfect formula and get a perfect output. I might give a crappy generic formula and get a very generic output. and people will not even buy it. So somebody might give somewhere in the middle and get some decent output. So it really depends on what kind of prompt you get. So what are the different aspects of a prompt that you need to have to get a good output is context. You have to provide background information or content to set the stage right. You have to be like, hey, ChatGPT, and be kind. Always those things work. Thank you and sorry really works well. Okay. So you should be like, hey, I'm planning to launch a course on bookkeeping. And this is targeting people who do not want to engage a bookkeeper on a retainer basis. And this will be a DIY course, self-paced course that they can learn to file their BAS and manage their basic bookkeeping. So that's kind of the background context that you provide so it knows what it has to do. And then the task, identify the specific task you want ChatGPT to create. So in this case, it should be like, can you just create a course outline for me? Okay. Can you please create a course outline? And then what you always have to give it a role. Like the first time in my prompt, I didn't give it a role. The second time I asked it to act as a marketing strategist and who understand Queensland demographic, right? So you have to be like, hey, I want you to act as a course creator who is completely certified bookkeeper, okay, or licensed bookkeeper. So which means it'll change. You can try and play with it. You can just say act as a course creator and create a course outline. And then the second time you can say act as a course creator who is also a certified licensed BAS bookkeeper, whatever is the terminology used in the BAS world, you can use that. And you can see the output will change very, very considerably with that. Okay. And then the tone. Some people like it professional. Some people like it casual. Some people like it friendly, warm, persuasive, compelling, whatever tone you want that book to be, informative, value add, whatever. And then examples. It's always good if you give an example. So you can be like, hey, for example, I want you to create this particular course, like all the how-to guides in Xero platform. So Xero has good tutorials. I want you to use a similar structure and you can provide examples for that. And also format. What format would you like? You want them in bullet points. You want them in the form of a table. You want them in the form of a PDF, whatever it is, you can give it. So I personally have seen this 6-step prompt formula really, really works well to get maximum benefit out of the prompt that you give. So let's look at an example. So this is just crafting a blog post prompt. So the context is you are writing for a wellness blog that caters to busy professionals who are looking to improve their mental health and productivity. I want you to generate a comprehensive blog post about the benefits of meditation for busy professionals. And I want you to write as a seasoned mindfulness coach who specializes in helping professionals reduce stress and increase productivity through meditation. The tone should be informative, encouraging, and empathetic, understanding the high-pressure environments that professionals often face. So see how detailed it is. Include real-life benefits such as improved focus, better stress management, enhanced creativity, and a brief mention of scientific studies that support these claims. The blog post must be structured with an engaging introduction, detailed body section with bullet points for each benefits, and a conclusion that encourages readers to start their meditation journey. Okay, so this is the different parts of my formula, and then it's basically turned into a prompt. You can even ask ChatGPT. You'll become really, really lazy. Okay, so I'll give this context and I'll say, can you convert it into a prompt? And then it'll create this prompt for me. Okay. And then it'll give you an example of that. All right. I'll try and do this for you to show how this works. Copy. Okay. You can see this is a very, very generic one, but not bad at all to start off. If you are more focused on SEO, you can be like, can you act as an SEO expert and rewrite this blog post to rank high for meditation classes in Brisbane, keyword. Okay, initially I wanted it to act as a mindfulness coach who understands meditation, but now I've given it the role of an SEO expert and I asked it to tweak the blog post so I can rank high for meditation classes in Brisbane. So you can see the title itself as meditation class in Brisbane, enhancing mental health and productivity for busy professionals. And you can see benefits of meditation classes in Brisbane, how to get started with meditation classes in Brisbane. So you find the keywords that are happening. So this is how you can get highly ranked keywords for your blog post. Okay. Any questions in the chat? Amazing. Yes, thanks. Cool. All right. These are a few of the interesting prompts that I like. So I used this particular topic last year when I was invited to do keynote presentation for Diamond Guild Australia. So they are a Diamond Business Owners Association. For the AGM, they wanted me to talk about AI. So I have no idea about diamond businesses. So I just said, I want to learn about diamond business in Australia, identify and share the most important 20% learnings on diamond business that'll help me understand 80% of it. And then it gave me about all the 4 C's of diamond and everything about diamond business. So I don't look like an idiot when I actually speak to diamond business owners. So Google is very unhappy with ChatGPT because, as you can say, a lot of traction has dropped. With Google, people don't want to go to Google and search and click on multiple links. If I can get a summary of a topic in just one window, why would I want to go skim through different links and find out information? So it's a game changer, and it's interesting as well. If you want to learn about a topic, it'll give you bullet points about a particular topic very, very quickly. And I use it a lot to do my sales pages. I was quoted $2,500 US for a simple sales page back in 2021. So such copywriters still make a lot of money, but there are a lot of people who have been replaced by ChatGPT, because if you spend few hours of your time to go back and forth with ChatGPT, you can get a perfect high converting landing page copy, but it includes a multiple iteration. So you have to go through multiple iterations. You have to train it with lots of information to get what you want. But all my sales pages, all my sales copies are written by ChatGPT, but you can get a very, very high converting page with that. Okay. So, and this is a very interesting one. There are lots of custom GPTs even for therapy these days. So if you go into ChatGPT, you can get a lot of custom GPTs, okay, meaning that are very, very specific for certain functions, okay? So if you want to generate an image, then you've got an image generator GPT, okay? If you want to create logos, you've got that, okay? And then for writing, productivity, education, lifestyle, see, astrology, birth chart, fitness, workout, and diet, travel guide. So when I went to Japan last year, I created an itinerary with ChatGPT. I wouldn't recommend it. It was not up to date with certain temples that were closed down after COVID and things like that. But you can get a pretty basic itinerary for that. And most of the programmers use this to get the codes. So you don't have to be a coder to get it. So there are lots of different GPTs. What was I going to search for? Therapist. See? Psychologist, non-medical therapy, mental health therapist, virtual therapist, eating therapist, counselor, okay, occupational therapist. So there are lots of different GPTs that you can use for specific purposes. So if you have a question in your head and you want to think about how a particular person would do it. So I did it for a workshop. There's a life coach question that I asked, and I said, how would Tony Robbins answer or approach this question? And it gave me a response based on Tony Robbins' framework. And the same question, how would Oprah Winfrey approach this question? And it gave a totally different answer from Oprah's perspective. So you can really go wild with your imagination and give questions and play with it. Okay. So this is also another important one when old people, like where I did a session for Rotary Club and they're all retired. They didn't want to do anything with marketing or grow a business. But some people, I asked them, what do you want to do? So they wanted to start book clubs and things like that. So you don't even have to read a complete book to create a book summary or create a podcast episode. You can literally get a book summary, create top 10 bullet points, convert it into a podcast episode or a blog post or any forms of content that you want. Okay. So it helps repurposing content very, very easy. Okay. This is a game changer. Okay. This was a game changer for me. Like, I don't know about you, but I find on LinkedIn specifically, it's completely ChatGPT. You look at someone's post, you know they've written it ChatGPT. I would just say, please put in some efforts to convert it to a more personalized form. So you take one post that you wrote pre-ChatGPT phase that was high converting, high performing, and I want you to put this prompt. Okay. So what is my writing style? This is my top performing post. Can you please analyze my writing style? And ChatGPT will give you bullet points on what is your writing style. And then you concise it into a particular prompt. Now, this is the prompt that I plug with every post of mine that I want ChatGPT to write, because ChatGPT has found out my writing style is conversational, relatable, using everyday language. I speak directly to my readers. That creates a sense of connection and engagement. My writing tone is always empowering, motivational, and I use rhetorical questions to provoke thoughts and reflection. And it's always emotional and expressive. And I really noticed that I use a lot of exclamation marks. So, and I found it only after ChatGPT told me that. And I use a lot of emote icons like emojis to emphasize my points. And I use a lot of storytelling. So I plug this prompt into the post that I want ChatGPT to write, and it pretty much writes like me. Okay, so, but I still do refining. I still do a lot of tweaking before I publish it. Okay, so that's about ChatGPT. Any questions before we dive to video creation? How to train? Sorry, Ben, go on.
Yeah, just that question about training GPTs for SEO.
You mean, do you have a custom GPT or just general ChatGPT?
I've got custom GPTs for me to help me create content for website SEO.
Mm-hmm.
But like you just said, the website SEOs are dying because people aren't asking Google the question anymore. They're asking AI more and more. But there doesn't seem to be a way to train AI on your product so that you're the product that comes up when they ask the question.
So it does work when people go into the Bing search mode, like the web mode of ChatGPT. So if you look at,
like, if you ask your ChatGPT about Get Good Gear, would it know what Get Good Gear is? I know that mine does because I've been using it.
So what's the gear? Sorry.
Well, the website is Get Good Gear.
Okay, so what's the question I should add? Do you know?
What can you tell me about the business Get Good Gear in Australia?
What can you tell me about Get Good Gear in Australia? See, it still searches the web.
Yeah, so it's still SEO based.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
And also gives you a website.
The wrong website.
Let's see. Let's see if that's the right one. That's why I clicked on it.
Oh, the Australian one. Yep, that's it. But
is this the right one?
Two American ones. Yep, that's it.
But it still gave, for more details, you can visit the official website.
Yeah. Excellent.
So all your hard work is still paying off. You know, it still works. So that's why I said there are options for it to search the web. It does it through Bing. That's the default search engine that ChatGPT uses. But obviously, it's whatever you've done in terms of SEO, backend stuff, it really, really works. It does work.
The targeting Bing SEO strategies would be better than Google in some way.
Yes and no, because we don't use Google, but this is the backend that they use. But ultimately, I would not underestimate Google at all. So though you've done on Google, it still ranks in ChatGPT when someone asks for it. So, you know,
Yes.
Well done. I would continue doing what I'm doing because it's working. Cool. Any other questions? Is an AI using Google information and usage to develop? Oh, yeah, definitely, Petra. They are. All the training data has been taken from Google. And that's the problem I think some of the YouTubers have raised, because they used YouTube complete video information to train for Sora. So that became a controversial one. So that's why I said I would not underestimate Google. I would still use Google compared to Bing. Okay, so that's the text form of ChatGPT that we discussed, and Sora is the video from text. So initially, I don't know if you all had an opportunity to look at Will Smith, Sora, I think eating a spaghetti. Yeah, that's the one. This was the video Sora created last year, right? About Will Smith, AI Will Smith eating spaghetti. Sorry, I think my internet is slow. So you get it, how doesn't even, it looks like Will Smith though, we know it's Will Smith, but you can see the quality. But now this is the update early this year. So the prompt is: a stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm, glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress and black boots, and carries a black purse. She wears sunglasses, red lipstick. She walks confidently and casually. The street is damp and reflective. Please focus on this, okay? Damp and reflective, creating a mirror effect of the colorful lights. Many pedestrians walk about. So this is the prompt, and this is the video that Sora had created. Look at the attention to detail. So you can see how quickly things have changed from the Will Smith video to Sora's video. Oh, where's the next one? This is another one. Okay. So I don't know if you've used DALL-E. DALL-E is inbuilt in ChatGPT to convert text to images. Most of my sales funnel images that I want AI generated, I use text to image. The only problem is if the image has text in it, it's full of typos. It cannot get that right for some reason. So I don't use DALL-E as much as I would like to because of that one restriction, because I would like some text on it. And it's always having typos if there's text on it. Okay, so there are different other tools for AI image generator. It's called Playground, and for kids, there's crayon.ai. So there's lots and lots of tools. The ones that I'm telling you are the ones that I personally use, but there are hundreds of thousands of tools that come out every day for different purposes. Okay, and then I'm big on repurposing, because if you're spending some time in creating content, you might as well repurpose it on multiple platforms, multiple forms of content, because we've got different styles of learners. Some people love listening to podcasts. Some people love watching YouTube videos. Some people love reading blog posts. So if you have one form of content, you might as well repurpose it. So I'm going to tell you how and what you can do. I use Opus Clip. Opus Clip is a great tool to snap your long form content into short form. So this is what my team uses. We use another tool called Minbo as well. So in just one click, the algorithm will understand what is the prime place of the video that has to be chopped into a short form content. So for example, this particular webinar, the recording, I'll send it to my team and they'll just upload it on Opus, and it will chop it into different vertical clips. And then you can add the transcript. You can use your brand colors. You can use emojis. You can use the 2 frames for podcast if you're doing an interview style podcast. So all this you can do with Opus Clip. It's free, I think, for 30 minutes or something per month. And after a few trials, I think you get a watermark for Opus Clip. Otherwise, it's a great tool and it's a good investment if you are repurposing a lot of long form content into short form content. So I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, short form videos are the only way to reach the wider algorithm. So if you're posting a static carousel post or a post, only your current following on Instagram and Facebook will be reached. Whereas if you want to reach to the wider Instagram and Facebook world, short form content is the only way to go. Okay, this is the tool that I love. Okay, and I use it pretty much. I just topped up my account this morning because we ran out of the minutes. This is a great tool if you're doing video or audio style content. So I've got 800 minutes now. It used to be 400 something. I literally doubled it this morning, and you can see this is the business automation webinar that I did on the 5th of June. Okay, so this is the entire transcript of the webinar, like 2-hour webinar. And this one, I didn't generate most of it. Okay. And then it gives you a summary. Okay. Summary of the business automation workshops. And then small dot points. This is what I use for my LinkedIn post. And then it can break it down into chapters. I didn't generate most of it because I only wanted certain aspects. So I can pick and choose what I want, because I'm not going to use titles and waste 5.8 minutes. I didn't want to create LinkedIn socials because it cost me minutes, and I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to use a summary, and I will recreate LinkedIn post. Newsletter. It can create a newsletter for you. Okay. Unlock the power of business automation, workshop recap, and it gives me a complete newsletter. I don't know if I generated blog post. No, I did not. But if I want, I can generate blog post. I can generate codes. I can generate quizzes. See? So these are the things that I've said that it feels that it can be coded, right? I'm not a hard worker. I would rather do smart work. If you don't implement, nothing changes. AI is more like a catalyst. AI will make you spiral down quickly. So these are the ones that ChatGPT, the tool has identified qualifies to be a code. So this is what my team uses day in and out to repurpose my podcast, to repurpose my YouTube into different forms of content. Literally one tool to do everything. This is a great tool that I use every day. So please jump on this tool if you would like to repurpose your contents. Okay, I used repurpose.io. I know a lot of people use repurpose.io. I tried it. I didn't like it. So most of the tools except Midjourney offers free trial. So I love to take up the free trial and then use it. But Midjourney, I had to pay upfront. I didn't like Midjourney. It was open, the server was open on Discord. So every prompt that I typed, everyone can see it. Every image that Midjourney gave me, everyone could see it. And yeah, so I didn't like that aspect. So I stopped using Midjourney. I stopped paying them. Repurpose.io, during the free trial, I didn't like it because, or maybe I didn't have the patience to test it. It's just my personal thoughts on it. So repurpose.io is when you can take an entire YouTube channel as an input and repurpose it into different short form videos, and you can repurpose it to your Google Drive or any other platform. So I didn't want that aspect to work like that. All I wanted was take one video, repurpose it, but it takes that entire Google Drive. For example, I had all my masterclasses in a Google folder. So I had to connect my drive, and it extracted all the videos in the file, not that specific folder. Maybe I didn't do it right. I don't know, but it just didn't work for me. It was wasting a lot of my minutes in chopping the stuff that I didn't want. So that's why I didn't like it. But a lot of people like it, like Parmezy style videos and stuff people get out of repurpose.io. It just didn't match my requirements. So I stopped using it. But it's a great tool if you're looking at bulk repurposing, like really mass repurposing. Okay, so these three are the ones with video. So we looked at text using ChatGPT, image generation using DALL-E, video generation using Sora, repurposing Transcript, and podcast. And most of you have already mentioned to me that you don't like showing your face on camera, you're introverted. So this is your best bet. Okay, so these three tools really work well together. So Syllabi.io is mainly used for market research. What are the trending topics in your niche? What people are searching for? And you can also create a video similar to, you can create scripts, and publish videos. Everything it can do, but Syllabi is very good at market research. Now, instead of Syllabi, my free alternate to you is Google Trends. Just go to Google Trends and type the topic that you want. Okay. So say, for example, luxury accommodation. Okay. Because I'm in India, it really takes up India as default value. Australia in the past 12 months. Okay. You can see the topics that people search for and how is the trend in the last 4 months. You can see it peak during September 17 to 23, and then it's peaked very recently. Okay. And you can see Tasmania is the region that they've searched highest for luxury accommodation, followed by Western Australia. We are nowhere there, Queensland. And the people mostly search for things like luxury escape, Byron Bay accommodation, luxury escapes Australia, luxury accommodation, Byron Bay. They also search for Bali and Seminyak and stuff. Okay. And then you can also compare it. Are people searching for luxury accommodation? People searching for luxury escape? So you can just do a comparison, what exact words your ideal clients are using. Okay. So you can see the luxury escape is trending, sometimes on top, and sometimes it's really gone down, and people use luxury accommodation and luxury escape. So this will give you a really, really good indication on what people are searching for, what are the terms that they use. So you can use those same terminologies to do it. The other way to do it, the easiest way to rank high on SEO is just go on Google and type luxury escape. And these are the actual questions people are asking for. Okay. How to use luxury escape gift cards. So these are really not the questions that people, you can just say luxury escape holidays or luxury holidays. Yeah, because I'm in India, it's messing up my algorithm. Otherwise, it'll usually tell you very specific questions that people are asking for. And that you can just create a blog post based on those topics. Okay. So luxury holiday companies, luxury tour operators in Brisbane or whatever. So there'll be a different terminology. If you're in Australia, in India, it's going to be very different because I'm here. It picks it up. But this is the easiest alternate to Syllabi.io. really, you don't have to spend money just to do the Google Trends. But if you want to combine everything together, once you identify the topic, you ask it to generate a script, it'll generate a script, and then it'll ask you to create an avatar, and you can create a video for that as well. Okay, so a lot of people use Synthesia. A lot of big banks, big organizations use Synthesia. You can literally turn your text to video in minutes. So you can choose the avatar, you can choose what ethnicity, male, female, voice. You can literally create a video of yourself. Few of my clients are contemplating whether they have to create their own bot. So if you want to create your own bot, then HeyGen is a good tool to do that. Synthesia has custom avatars that are pre-built that you can choose, but HeyGen will let you clone your own face. This is the HeyGen creator himself, cloning him. And also you can also do a voice, like you can clone your own voice. So one of my client who's an Asian, and she's very, very reluctant to do an entire course showing her face, and she's got a strong accent. So she wants to use HeyGen to create a bot of herself and also clone her voice to be more understandable. So everything is possible with AI tools. So if you don't want to show your face, you've still got options to do that. Okay, cool. So I usually give people a lot of resources, no conditions, no hidden agenda, genuinely for you to take action, because I told you I'm big on implementation. So I'll send you this link as an email after the recording is uploaded. I'll send you a recording, and this is literally a bonus for you to take action. Like, this will give you access to the free masterclass or the webinar that I did on how to create digital products with AI, and also I think 2 or 3 workbooks along with that. So ChatGPT workbook, and then you've got a social media strategy planner, and then there's a course creation planner. Sharon, you can literally get started creating your course using that planner, because that's kind of the most important ones people ask me. So there's no reason for you to not take action. That's why I always tell people it's not about having all the resources in hand. How many of us spend tens of thousands of dollars on courses and never opened it? So please try to be resourceful. I'm giving you all these for you to take action. Literally, money should not be a barrier for you to take action. That's why, these are resources that I'm offering for free. The only thing that I gain is your email list, and it gives you an option to unsubscribe anytime you want out of my email list. I want to be very honest and transparent with you. So I'll also send this as an email. There's also another option with Regional Business HQ. They have this subsidized ways to work with me as your digital mentor. I think that's the most economical way on how you can work with me. I think it's $110 and you get 4 sessions. So there's a mentor who will sit with you and create a digital action plan. And you can tell them, hey, I want to work with Priya. And then they'll pay you with me for a few sessions. So there's some people who've got all the 4 sessions with me, or 3 sessions, I think. So if that's one option, you want to explore options to work with me, that could be the most economical way to work with me. And thanks everyone for your time. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I'm going to look at the comments and answer any questions you may have. AI, I use ChatGPT for text, Ben. Is that your question?
Sorry, for graphical text, for doing graphics and things with text in it.
DALL-E is the only option, pretty much. Yeah.
The DALL-E
Others
doesn't get the words right.
Yes. So I say no text on the image, please. So I just get the image.
Do you have an AI that works with text that can create?
Not that I've been
images and
successful.
text?
No. If you find something, please let me know. I would love to find something that has actual text that I can say, put it as a text or the topic on the image, like how Canva does it. I would love to have some option, but I don't like the magic option in Canva, the AI option in Canva. I just don't like it. It's not very efficient. So I still pay Canva. I still pay Zoom. I still pay ChatGPT. The more you tend to not like subscriptions, you tend to pay for subscriptions. Any other questions, team?
Oh, sorry. One thing I missed, the one right before repurpose.
Synthesia? Is that the one?
That? Regularly.
Transcript?
Transcript.
Transcript.lol.
I didn't know LOL was a domain.
I know, right? It's funny. Transcript.lol. I can send you a link. It's not even an affiliate link. So it's literally me just giving out information, which is on AppSumo. You get like a one-time payment. So you don't have to pay a monthly subscription. If you go to transcript.lol webpage, then you have to pay every month. But you get access to a lifetime for, I think, $36. You get a few minutes, I think 400 minutes. It's massive. Like for me, I have massive usage. So I topped it up this morning. Otherwise, 400 minutes was more than enough for me to do it.
Excellent. So that's through AppSumo.
Correct.
I didn't know AppSumo was still a thing. I thought that used to be like a plug-in.
No,
Sure.
AppSumo is like I told you. I mean, AppSumo takes most of my money. I try. I'm a premium user on AppSumo and I buy a lot of stuff there. Do you still feel AI is not so intelligent, Ben?
Oh, 100%. So I think where certainly beginners that get involved in AI give it too much credit because it's replicating or imitating intelligence, but it's not intelligent. So it's like anything. The information you get out is only going to be as good as the information you put
Exactly.
in.
Yeah.
But a lot of people new to AI just take it on face value that what it says is.
That's why I
You
tell
do have
people
to
it
treat
is a
like
language
child.
model. It is a language model, as simple as that. I want people to understand it is a language model. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions? Now we good? I hope that
No, I
was
don't think so.
helpful, everyone. I hope you got something out of it. Fact check everything. Yes, you have to. I'm glad you're doing it, Liz. I hope you got something out of today's session and please take action. That's what I would say. I know it's a lot of information. Is there a program you use to pull out the work from ChatGPT? No, just copy, right click, copy, paste. That's it. I don't think I've gone to that level of lazy right now to extract information, but I'm working with a company. So two different companies, and that's the model that I'm testing with my team right now, where AI is going to suggest some treatments for physio and map it to existing clients, recruitment firms trying to get AI to look at media releases from Fair Work and ATO and map changes from that to the clients that will be impacted with the wage changes and stuff. So very interesting questions that I get these days from clients to work on projects. And these are questions that I would have never thought people would ask me because of AI. They're even thinking about the possibility of extracting information. So I've set up a team in Pakistan, who would have thought, for CRM for my Go High Level. Oh, I have to answer your question, Ben. The chat plugin that I have on my website is my inbuilt AI bot on Go High Level. Go High Level is a CRM that I use. So I'm a registered Go High Level agency. So I've moved my business and my client's business to Go High Level, and it's been such a game changer. It's got everything inbuilt, right from it replaces most of my other subscriptions in business. Like I don't use a social planner. My team can create a content, send it to me in the platform to review and approve. It gets scheduled. All my email marketing goes out from Go High Level. SMS marketing is done via Go High Level. All the sales funnel, you can replace your website hosting. You don't have to pay for hosting. You can host websites, sales funnels, blog post, AI chatbots, conversational AI, ChatGPT. Yeah, system.io is similar. Oh my God. ClickFunnels is similar, GrooveFunnels and all the good stuff. But Go High Level is built for SaaS, which is software as a service. So you can build an entire independent software out of Go High Level. And the biggest advantage is you can operate it through an app on your phone. All your lead pipeline, everything that happens in your business, you can see it on a single tab on your app. That's a game changer. That saves a lot of times. So it's the best in the market today. Literally HubSpot, what is the other one? Salesforce, all the Zoho and everything. This has really, really topped the list right now. So that's what I use for my chatbot. It's an inbuilt bot. I have not created a training data to have a conversational AI. That's in the making. So once that's live, then people can have live conversation with the bot about anything that they need to ask about my business.
So this is about $200 a month per user.
Yes. So that's if you're signing up directly. So the way High Level works is they support agencies, and the agencies can have multiple sub accounts, because if you're signing up directly, you don't get the help option there to contact the support team directly, but you can do it. It's very affordable. $197 is no big deal for the amount of work it's doing. So I pay $297 US as an agency. And I think The legal obligation is you can't charge anyone less than $97 subscription, but for $197, it gives you massive, massive value for doing it. So if any one of you are keen, happy to show you a demo later on to see if it's a right fit for your business. Or I can send you a link. You can explore that.
Well, certainly, if you could send me a link with some pricing through you as a single user, that'd be great.
Cool. We'll do that. Do you have a specific requirement? It depends on the requirement.
Chat on the website to SMS is probably my core thing, and abandoned cart.
Yes. So that's the good thing about, and you're looking at e-commerce, right? So they've
Yeah.
got specific e-commerce plugin, or you can integrate your Shopify website with Go High Level. So it seamlessly does all the workflow and automations. Do you have a Shopify website, Ben?
No, I mean WooCommerce.
WooCommerce. Okay. So I have to check if WooCommerce integrates. I'll check and get back to you on that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. All right. Any other final questions before we leave? All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. And I'll send you the recording tonight, the bonuses that I promised. I hope you got something out of it and you're not scary. You're all number 4 excited like me about AI. And I hope you use the AI tools to save lots of time, improve your efficiency, and scale your business. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day. And I'll see you all in some other session in the future.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
I truly hope you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it just for you. Please follow Pivot to Thrive podcast on the platform you're listening to right now. It would mean the world to me if you could leave a review, and I'm so excited to see you on the next episode. Sending you loads of love, positive and healing vibes your way. Stay blessed.